Hello everybody, how is it going? So, today we're talking about the first offline tournament in the OP04 format for the TCG. It was the PPG Knoxville Regional, and here is a graphic of the top 32. I'll go over some of the deck lists in the later in the video, as well as how everyone did that is here in the top 32. But as we can immediately see, 12 Whitebeards. The Whitebeard is still just really good. Seems like they just cannot keep him down. But we still also have 6 Laws. I still think Law is very good. 3 Crocs, which is awesome. Let's go Croc, that's what I'm talking about. 3 Katakuris, also got a lot of stuff. Very good. Rebecca, 3 made it. Very good. I was hoping to see a bit more Rebecca's, but the deck is very hard to play, and I think it's going to be a little bit till people figure out what kind of tech options they want to run in the TCG, and just playing the deck to the best they can play it. It's not an easy deck, so I think that number will only go up. And then we have 2 of the green-purple Dophies. Again, the deck is very strong, but I feel like you need to see the right matchups, you need to see the right cards in order to be very successful. 1 Queen, let's go Queen. Deck is very good, very slow though. I'm very curious how, if any of their matches went to time or anything like that. And then 1 Zoro, kind of surprising. Zoro, I was expecting Zoro to be still very good, but maybe not a lot of people decided to take him here because of the presence of Rebecca and Katakuri both being very good against Zoro. And then finally we have 1 Luffy, and it's not the Luffy that you expect. It's actually the mono black Luffy from the starter deck. So this is what the top 32 split is looking like. A lot of Whitebeard and a lot of Law, and honestly still a decent variety for all the other decks, so it's nice to see quite a couple other decks up here. So here is the bracket, basically all the way up to the finals. I will spoil the finals because this is actually a photo that my friend sent me while the actual tournament was going on, because I didn't watch most of it. So just quickly going over what happened here. So very sadly, all the Rebeccas did not make it past the first round of top 32, which is definitely unfortunate, but what are you going to do? We see 2 Katakuris made it through, being Jonas Abraham and Rohal, both made it through the first round of top 32. And then Jonas did beat another Law to make it to the 3rd round, and then lost to a 3rd Law. So he definitely had a rough top 32 playing, I think, almost all Laws. I don't know what his first round of top 32 was. We'll have to look at the deck list to figure that out. But we see 2 Crocs made it past the first round of top 32, only one of them making it to the 3rd round, and then losing to Zoro. Very unfortunate. But hey, that's really good placing for Croc. I mean, we can't deny that. A Queen actually winning again the first round of top 32, but losing to a Croc, and that matchup was probably really fun to watch. I don't know. I know they streamed it on Twitch, and I don't know exactly what matches got streamed. I'm not gonna upload any of those games because I feel like they will upload them on their YouTube. So definitely keep an eye out for the PPG YouTube. But as we can see, Zoro, the 1 Zoro, making an absolute tear, winning round 1, 2, 3, and 4 in top 32. And I will spoil it, he did beat the Law to make it into finals. So Zoro, the 1 Zoro in top 32, made it all the way to finals. And then we see a ton of Whitebeards here. One of them making it all the way through. I will again spoil it. William did make it to the finals as well. But the top 32 still mainly being a lot of red, and a red mirror in the finals. Law did not make it. I was very surprised, honestly. I mean, to be fair, Law does have a harder matchup into Zoro with Fire Fist and such, but I feel like Law into Whitebeard is pretty even, so I guess, well played to Will to make it all the way to the finals. Well played to all these players for making top 32. Awesome showing, and we can check out some of the deck lists now. Alright, so quickly showing off some of the deck lists. We obviously have to go and show the first place deck list, being Zoro, the one and only Zoro that made it all the way through. Which player was it again? Is Anthony. Shoutouts to Anthony. So we'll check out his list real quick. I already have some of them pulled up. So here's the list. looking kind of similar to Cross AI's list. If you guys have seen his Zoro list that he topped with in one of, I think it was a Treasure Cup, not exactly sure. But we got 4 Izo, 4 Buggy, 3 Otama, 4 Makino, 2 Magra, 4 Dodon, 3 Gordon, 2 of the Teach. I think this card's really cool. I'm happy to see it in a deck list. We got 4 5-drop Marco, 2 Blomenko, 3 of the Jozu 2K counter, 1 Marco blocker, 2 Vista, 3 guard point, 1 kick course. This is the like the only new card that he has included in this deck list. 3 Fire Fist, 2 Jet Pistol, 1 Red Hawk, 1 Crossfire, and 1 Radical Beam. So yeah, I like the inclusion of like Magra. I think I really like the Teach card. I don't know how good it was for him this weekend, but I think the card's really cool. 2 Blomenko, again, like a little version of the 4-cost Brook that reduces stuff, and also being searchable through Izo, works very well with your leader. You know, just 1 Dawn on leader, 1 Dawn on him. He's a 5k. So yeah, I like the inclusion of this card. He's actually playing Vista. I don't know how popular Vista is for most Zoros, but it is good against Law, and if he was expecting to see Law, obviously a good choice into the matchup. I like the kick course. Can definitely help if you have too many events in your hand, and making one of them counter is very solid. Obviously, still playing Fire Fist. This card is so good. And then just the one-ofs. Crossfire is very good against the Law, just decks that want to restand and such, so I like the inclusion. Obviously, you got to play the Beam, and Red Hawk is very good into the Mirror and Law, and a couple other decks. Pretty good in the Whitebeard if they're playing the Straw Hat version, which obviously most of them are on. So yeah, this is the first place list. Anthony, very well played, very well played. And we have the second place Whitebeard list being William Craddock. Again, Strawbeard, as expected, running 4 Nami, 4 Sanji, 4 the 2k counter Luffy, 4 guard point, 4 Otama, 4 Thatch, 4 Chopper, 4 the Vanilla Frankie, 3 Ace, 1 9-drop Whitebeard, 4 the 5-drop Marcos, 2 of the Vanilla Luffy, 3 of the Rush Luffy, 1 Beam, and 4 Red Hawks. So I think this is a very clean list. I think if you're looking for consistency, this is where it's at. Obviously, you can't search your Whitebeard stuff, which is, I mean, it'd be like that. I do think the Straw Hat engine is very strong, and running the 1-drop blockers is very good. And Rush Luffy, again, is like really strong this format. So yeah, the list definitely looks solid and obviously performed very well. So what else do I have pulled up here? I have both of the Law list. We have Fi Nguyen. I don't want to butcher his name, but I think I've heard of him before. I think he is a very good Law player, obviously. So we're looking at 4 Nami, 2 Bedge, 4 Otama, 4 Chopper, 4 Bonnie, 2 of the Luffy effect Namis, 2 Makinos, 4 Dodon, 2 Brook, 2 Sanji, 2 Robin, 3 of the Rush Zoro, 2 of the Restand Zoro, 2 of the Film Brook, 1 Rush Luffy, 4 of the Blocker Law, 4 of the Restand Law, 1 Beam, and 1 Guard Point. I'm a big fan of this list. Also, I'm sorry that these are being shown sideways, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I think this list is very solid. I personally don't love Robin in this format, but the inclusion of Sanji I think is very important, because this is how you can kind of play into Rebecca. Very powerful card against her, and against like Queen, just any deck that's trying to starve you out. I like his inclusion of Brook. Again, I think very good into Rebecca, pretty good into Zoro as well, to deal with Fire Fist or recover from Fire Fist. But yeah, deck is very solid. I kind of like his 1 Beam, 1 Guard Point. I think having more than one event, like defense event, that is searchable through Nami is pretty solid, so I like him running both of them. And yeah, the other Law list being Cross AI. What a beast. Happy he is playing Law. So I think his list is a bit more uniform, I want to say. There is a little bit of glare, but I'll let you guys know what cards these are. So again, 4 Nami, 4 Bonnie, 4 Chopper, 3 Bedge, 3 of the Luffy effect Nami, 4 Otama, 4 Sanji, 3 2k counter Brooks, 4 of the Dodons, 3 Rush Zoro, 2 of the starter deck Zoro, 4 Blocker Law, 4 Restand Law, 2 Rush Luffys, and once again with the Beam and the Guard Point split. So I think this is going to be a little bit more standard running the 2 1-drop events. I think they're very good. I do really like this list. I do miss Filmbrook a little bit, but I understand why, he wasn't playing it. Card is either really good or kind of gets cloggy if you already have a board established, so fair enough. The Sanji, he's running 4 of them. I agree with running 4 Sanji. I think in the matchups that you need this card, you really want to see it. And if not, he's a searchable 2k counter, so it's not even that bad. So yeah, very solid law list. We love law. Going on, we got a Croc list. This is Grayson, who got the furthest between all the Crocs. We have 4 Mihawk, 4 Sasaki's, 2 of the 2k counter Mihawk, 4 Dofis, blocker Dofis, 4 3000 Worlds, 2 of the 10-drop Kaido, 4 Vanilla Pacifista, 2 Kuma, 2 of the blocker Pacifista, 1 of the 1-drop blocker Law, 4 Robins or Miss All Sundays. I believe that is 2 Dragon Twisters or Dragon Beams, I forget what it's called. 3 Soga Kings, 4 Sentamarus, 4 of the Red Rocks, and 4 Kayas. So, is playing the Sentamaru engine. I think it's almost too strong to pass up. I think your matchup into Zoro is a bit harder playing this version comparative to the Animal Kingdom stuff, but I still think it's very doable, but definitely a hard matchup. Moving on, we have Jonas on the Katakuri. So we have 4 Strusen, 4 Pudding, 1 2k counter Sanji, 4 Perospero, 4 Beji, 4 Amande, 2 of the Brulee blocker, 4 the Sanji blocker, 2 of the Smoothie, 3 Shirahoshi, 2 Randolphs, 4 Perosperos, 2 of the 7-drop Big Mom, 3 of the 8-drop Katakuri, 4 of the 10-drop Big Mom, and 3 Thunderbolts. So, interesting choice in playing 2 of the Smoothies, I guess, again, respecting decks that want to starve you out. Card is also just a trigger, it's not bad. The 4-2 split on the Vanillas, again, Vanillas are very strong. I feel like it solved a lot of this deck's problem. Being on your 5 to 6 Dawn turn, there isn't a ton of good stuff to do without these Vanillas, but now that we have them, I think leads for a very solid deck. Also helps your Whitebeard matchup a ton. So yeah, list looks good. Next we have Queen, the one Queen that made it, Chris Crawl. Let's go. We have 4 Bedge, 4 of the Brulee blocker, 4 Pound, 4 Boa blocker, 4 of the 3-drop Dofi, 4 Sanji blocker, 3 3000 Worlds, 4 Red Rocks, 4 Kayas, 2 Peronas, 4 8-drop Katakuri, 4 9-drop Yamato, 1 Mihawk, and I think that's 2 of the 10-drop Kaido, and 2 of the Soga King. So, again, looking like a mostly standard Queen deck list. I know not all of them play Perona. I know the 10-drop is not super common, but if you can get it out on curve, and it pretty much is there the rest of the game, so I don't hate it. It's a good card. And yeah, shout outs to him for, doing so well. He has a YouTube. Is that YouTube? I can't quite tell, but this is him. And then finally, I just grabbed one of the Rebecca lists. This is Nick's list, running 4 Rebecca Searcher, 4 Gyatz, 4 Leo, 3 Adeo, 4 Tashigi. Very interesting choice. I think this card is actually really solid in this deck. 4 Bartos, 4 Kyros, 4 Orlumbus, 4 Sabo, 4 7-drop Luffy, 3 Coliseum, 3 King Kong Gun, 3 3000 Worlds, and 2 Terreno Bastardo. I think the Bastard Sword, that's just what I'm going to call it, and the Tashigi are both very solid choices. I think both of them allow you to deal with kind of the weird numbers that you kind of struggle with when Orlumbus can't reduce them to the right amount. So, Tashigi will allow you to deal with 7 costs, as well as, 10 costs sometimes. Bastard Sword with Orlumbus, if you have 15 cards in grave, will let you hit 10 cost with it. So, yeah, I like the tech choices. Have a, kind of prepared to deal with the higher end decks. But yeah, these are kind of all the lists I wanted to go over for the event. I will leave a link into the description for anyone that wants to check out any of the other lists that made top 32. I did miss one, actually. Let's go over a Dofi list if I can find one real quick. I feel like I left him out. There we go. Let's check out Tyler's Dofi list real quick. So 4 Festa, 4 Sugar, 4 Chopper, 2 of the Shiki, 4 Film Nami, 4 Uta, 4 of, I think it's just a vanilla film card. I can't quite read its name, but you can also just run Zoro in that spot. 3, or sorry, I think he said, yeah, 3 of the 4-drop vanilla, my bad. And then 3 Tesoro, 2 of the Diamante, 4 of the 7-drop Luffy blocker, 4 of the 10-drop Dofi, then 4 Spiderweb, 4 Punk Gibson, 4 Bagua. I think a more standard list, I think the Diamante spot can also be Queen, it just depends what you like more. Also, not every list is playing the 4-drop film vanilla, but I don't think it's bad at all. Just playing a vanilla off Luffy is pretty solid, so yeah. Alright, I think that wraps up everything, all the deck lists I wanted to check out. But again, I'll leave a link in the description for the website that PPG posted with all of the lists from Top 32. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.